the sun will at least look at me. Focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people that's slipping away. Hold on to this while it's slipping away. All that we needed tonight are people who love us and lie. I know how it feels to need. Oh, when we leave here, you'll see. Open to everything, happy and sad. Seeing the good when it's all going bad. Seeing the sun when I can't really see. Hoping the sun will at least look at me. Focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people that's slipping away. Hold on to this while it's slipping away. So long, so long. Open to everything, happy and sad. Seeing the good when it's all going bad. Seeing the sun when I can't really see. Hoping the sun will at least look at me. Focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people that's slipping away. 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 Hold on to people that's slipping away.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
That was what I'm saying. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our final match of the day. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, organized by Gosu Gamers, and made possible by Corsair, our lovely sponsors. We're excited. We're ready. I'm LD. He's Merlini. It's a best of 3. It's Evil Geniuses versus 4FC, and it's about to get underway. Game 1, the draft halfway through. We'll hop into it and see how the teams are doing.
Fairly standard draft, I say, so far. Syllabear falling off the bandwagon. The bandwagon?
The bandwagon?
Yeah.
Yuck.
But Evil Geniuses actually banned out OD. I actually think that's a very strange ban considering the picks from 4 Friends plus Krilly. So they picked Gyrocopter and Nature's Prophet. Those are very, very greedy first picks. Gyrocopter needs a lot of babysitting. Nature's Prophet almost never just straight up wins his lane. So they're already lacking a little bit in the early game. I think with the OD pick, it would have just been absolute like crush in the early game if EG wanted to press their advantage early, which they totally could have. I felt like just a straight up tree ban would have been okay. They can just win their lanes and then just win the game from there. But other than that, 4 Friends with Scully banned out a couple of carries, and still we have yet to see the carry of choice for EG.
Yeah, EG, they'll save it for last. Obviously, 4FC already have their carries, so no reason to pick one now. You could do it with that final pick, unless you're worried about something getting banned. But Anti-Mage, Alk, your other premier carries already removed from the pool. Lifestealer actually ignored by both teams, though. 8 picks in. Nobody wanted to select him. And I don't know if it's really the best carry for EG now, because they are up against the Tricore, and they don't have any other big late-game hero. So you probably either want to go for an ultra-hard carry or just some aggression. But we'll see. For EG, what they want to do, Queen of Pain should dominate the Dragon Knight mid. Their tri-lane will be very strong with Jakiro Visage +1. And I like the Spectre ban. We've seen him pair well with Darkseer in the past. It's also just something that gives you an ultra late game option, even against the Tricore.
Yeah, and it'll just almost certainly be able to farm versus Nature's Prophet if they try to do that in the off lane. One problem with Evil Geniuses lineup right now is they are very, very susceptible to a BKB rushdown. Gyrocopter and Dragon Knight, very natural BKB heroes, and their lineup damage is almost all magical right now.
Yeah, almost all magical damage, but they can change that in a hurry with this final pick. Will it be, who knows, a Faceless Void, a Spirit Cow, a Space Cow, any sort of cow, really.
Yeah, Anti-Mage, Alchemist, Spectre, and Luna banned
Really?
out. Luna banned out by EG.
Is EG just trolling? Because
So what are the carries left that are decent versus this?
I mean, 4FC is not picking a Luna with this lineup. I'm not.
Yeah,
I think Fear just says whatever. We can ban whatever we want. We're gonna beat you anyway. Is probably the attitude behind this pick.
the cocky ban. It's like banning Spirit Cow.
I mean, you could have banned a support. They only have a Nyx.
Yeah, I mean
There's a Shadow Demon in the pool.
There's a Rubik.
There's a Rubik. There's some legit supports, but they'll ban a Luna instead.
Maybe they're scared of getting pushed down, which they should not be at all, because 4 Friends plus Krilly's lineup is so greedy. Dragon Knight, Nature's Prophet, and Gyrocopter. I think they're getting a little bit too.
It should be 4 Friends plus Greedy.
4 greedy friends plus greedy Krilly.
Krilly's kind of like the Scrooge McDuck of carry players, because he built so many carry items that he leaves nothing for his team. Just starves them all. And we'll see an Enchantress pick. They'll get the jungler for Boomski, who's played a pretty decent Chen in the second game of that, or the third game of that series. The second game was on the Enigma. It's had some questionable black holes, but did have good early movement and pretty good early farm. Setting up 2 kills on the safe lane Kunkka.
Yeah, I like him with less cooldown dependent heroes. Sometimes he seems like it's a little bit, he's hesitant to cast a black hole, but with a Shadow Demon, with Enchantress, very expendable cooldowns for them.
I figured EG would do something like this, just get a really hard carry to take it late. I did mention the Void briefly earlier. One of the only hard carries left in the pool. They'll snap it up now, and now if they want to take it late, they can. Void can outcarry almost anything late game.
Yeah.
Even multiple farm carries, you just chrono them, You kill 1 or 2 during the chrono, and then you just man fight the last.
And they have just a ridiculous AoE follow-up. Vacuum into a wall, into Jakiro, Macro Pyre, Dual Breath, Ice Path, Queen of Pain, Sonic Wave, Scream of Pain. So much boom from EG. And again, they need BKBs up on Krilly, or up on Krilly and whatever.
Krilly.
other
I love saying that
breeder.
name. Krilly. It
Greedy.
sounds like a rare metal.
I like saying Krillelelele.
Krilly!
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool
And
name.
what's the handprint for on their logo?
I don't know.
It's like, stop, let me farm. Stop ganking me.
Stop! Give me your gold. It's a hand of Midas. That's what it is.
Yeah, pretty good.
Their logo is a hand of Midas. That's how much this team likes gold. On the side of 4 Friends and Krilly, you've got your underdogs. You've got the team that is going to have a tough task ahead of them. Winner of this match will move on to the next round of the Corsair Summer 2013, the playoffs. That's what's coming up after the group stage completes. This is Group C. Dignitas secured first in the group yesterday. They'll be the 1 seed coming out of this group, one of the final 8 teams in the event. No big surprises there, but they did take down EG 2-1 in their best of 3 to advance. As for 4FC, well, if they lose here, they'll fall short, they'll go home. It's a best of 3. This is game 1 of that best of 3. And on the dire side, we've got the stand-in 61-16. I would say so far has been underwhelming at best. He'll have to pull out his A game in this one, or EG are just going to run away with it. Strangby, your Nyx assassin support. Blongberg on the Dragon Knight. We'll have Krilly playing the Nature's Prophet, heading to the off lane. Surprised he's not starting with the Gloves of Haste, as well as some
getting
clarity
pulled
potions.
clarities.
Yep. Boomski on the Enchantress. So maybe we'll see Krilly play more of that sacrificial role this game. He hasn't done it yet today, but he did play the Bat Rider earlier. And then on the side of Team EG, your Radiant squad, they are obviously the big dogs. They need to win this series to move on. They got knocked down to the losers bracket of Group C by Dignitas. Demon on the Darkseer, heading to the off lane. Back on a more signature hero this time around. Jo playing the Queen of Pain. We'll have B-Diz on the Jakiro. And Fear, the old man with the old school Timebreaker. This is the vintage one. I have 2 of them. He'll be playing the Faceless Void. Last but not least, Sexy Bambo, looking swag on the Visage. And for EG, well, they were not at their best yesterday, Merlini, but I would be very surprised if 4FC can take this series.
Yes, indeed. I think this Dragon Knight pick is just hurting them really badly. Nyx actually matches up very well versus Queen of Pain and can shut her down for most of the early stage of the game until she gets her BKB. And they don't really have the option of putting Nyx middle, because if you do that, Dragon Knight either has to go to off lane against this triple lane from EG, or go against the Darkseer. Both are very unfavorable matchups, or all 3 are actually unfavorable matchups. And I think that Dragon Knight is going to have just a difficult time doing anything.
I completely agree. Queen of Pain should be able to dominate that matchup. As the rune's about to spawn, I will quickly remind y'all, there is a giveaway. If you're interested in free Dota TV tickets, you can head over to gc.corsair.com. Check out the Corsair coverage page. Show Ghoster Gamers some love. And then also on top of that, enter for a chance to win free Dota TV tickets. Hope you guys will consider checking it out. Now the creeps have spawned, and the mid lane, as you mentioned, should heavily favor Jo. Then the question is, how's the off lane going to fare? Krilly on the Nature's Prophet, spamming the Treants early, but Jakiro's one of the better supports to have against these. That Dual Breath is really good at killing them off early, and we might see some creep camps blocked, but obviously this Faceless Void for Fear is going to have complete free farm.
I think that Demon could have actually contested this triple lane. I think he could have just went over here, dragged the creeps, or even over here, drag the creeps to his lane, and then get level 2, and then after that, you can actually stay decently okay in the lane. Nyx is not the best for zoning out a Darkseer. First off, he's not ranged. Secondly, his stun is only 1 second left at level 1, so they really have to rely on the Enchantress, and with a couple bad creeps, I think Darkseer can just get an easy level 3, level 4, perhaps level 5, until they put out a lot of pressure on him. But he'll be in the jungle, but this will just give complete free farm to the Gyrocopter.
Free farm to the Gyro, but they are trading it for a Void, and of course they're expected to win the mid lane, so they can still win 2 lanes here and get Demon farm to the jungle. I still think it's a decent trade for them, all things considered. Demon doing a nice job. He's gotten incredibly unlucky. This is the worst set of creeps you can get as a Darkseer, but
He didn't double spawn either.
instead of double spawn, he's just been using the choke point jungle tactics, and it's the best way to deal with this camp. Really smart to actually do it from low. So he'll still jungle pretty fast. He's going to hit level 3 soon. Actually a bit faster than normal. Oh, Krilly going to go down bottom. First blood to EG. Only caught the very tail end of it, but looks like a Dual Breath and a just simple auto attacks to get the kill. Bambo didn't even use Solus. He doesn't even have a skill yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised that went like that. I mean, he had the treants over here scouting it out, and he saw 3 people very, very early, even before the creep wave was there. So I'm surprised that he picked up or gave up a first blood. But I mean, at this point, you can't do anything. He should just go jungle, similar to how Demon is.
If Demon wanted to go top now, it would be pretty dangerous. With Boomski already level 3, Strangby level 2. Do they have an early reign of Basilius? If they want to push this tower, perhaps they could, and indeed they have one on 61-16. As far as his last hitting, 10-2 in the lane. Fear slightly ahead, 12-4. I will say the Void's much easier to last hit with than a Gyrocopter, especially early on. But still, it's a free farm lane. You want to be getting every possible creep. Fear, we'll see what he goes for, but generally he's been favoring those ultra-hard carry builds, so don't be surprised if he rushes a Midas or a Battle Fury here.
And Jo trying to put out a lot of pressure on Blomberg in the middle, but he did pick up an illusion rune, and with that very early 2-minute rune, he should have a relatively easy time. 10 last hits compared to Queen of Pain's 13. This will be the first tower down in the game, just under 3 minutes for 4FC.
And give it to the Dire squad in general. 4FC draw the first blood when it comes to towers, but it was EG who got the first blood when it comes to kills. And the middle lane is going heavily for Jo. He's only level 4, but with 2 points in Shadow Strike, constantly driving that Dragon Knight back. Still farming well. Blomberg 11-1. This is not quite as well as Yao did earlier today on the Dragon Knight, but about as good as I would expect against a strong Queen of Pain player like Jo. You can't really ask for more. He's doing well.
And Demon decides to return back to the lane. Again, I just have to question his decision going to jungle. They're giving up this tower so early. I mean, he had a Hellbear Smasher. They don't really have enough lockdown to send him back. Gyrocopter does have 1 level homing missile, but that just hurts you so badly as EG. And they're free to just abuse his creep pools as much as they want. And because of this, the mid has to be very, very scared, and it could potentially die from a gank from behind.
Yeah, the one way EG could maybe punish this is if they had good supports to roam, but they have a Jakiro and a Visage who mostly just want to be farming and getting levels. Speaking of which, Bambo feeling a bit under-leveled. Only 2 as the tri-lane Visage. Same for the Twin-Headed Dragon, and that's not because he's playing badly or anything, because really has been blocking the camp quite a bit. Boomski, haste runes there. Jo gets baited. Beautiful play here from 4FC. Jo in trouble on the run. One more nuke will bring him down. Didn't use the Chain Lightning. Not perfect micro, but just a great bait. Yeah, perfectly played. Hides in the smoke, and then as soon as Bambo jumps in, picks up the haste. Never knew what hit him.
Again, they lost top already, and now they're losing mid. Queen of Pain dying in this matchup. I mean, granted, it was due to his supports, but you don't want to let that happen, and Dragon Knight out-level you when you're a Queen of Pain. And Fear is pretty close to his Midas, assuming he's going in. I see the Gloves of Haste in his stash, so he will almost certainly be going Midas. But again, I feel like they could have punished a greedy lineup from 4SC, but punish it, they are not. Only Krillay has died on the side of 4SC.
And all things considered, I just think it's really nice movement from 4FC early. The Enchantress smoke ganks, the early push on the top tower. Every move has had a purpose for this squad, and Boomski does just seem to have a nice game plan. As a player, he comes into the game and he says, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to farm on Enigma. I'll gank that top lane a few times in the first game we cast of him today. In the Chen game, he just got the early mech and pushed a few times, but mostly just made sure that he could keep his carries alive while they continued farming. And this game, well, early kills, early towers, early pressure, playing the Enchantress, a slightly different kind of jungler. He's generally just been making nice moves and setting 4FC up for potential success.
Yeah, he's really the main playmaker for 4FC in the first 10 minutes of the game, and made plays he has. He's been doing a great job controlling this half of the map, and now EG is very limited in terms of what they can use. There's a double stack on bottom from Bambo, but this other creep block or creep spawn is blocked, so their supports are going to be a little lacking in terms of levels. Darkseer only level 2, Jakiro level 3.
That's credit to Krillay, who did what we've seen from a lot of prophets lately, which is sacrificial offlane, block creep spawns with the Treants. It's very annoying to play against. It does slow down your supports a lot, and heroes like Visage don't really have a great alternative. If there's no one to kill in the lane, they can't really go smoke gank. They have to find levels from the pulls or leech it from the carry, and you don't want to do that, obviously. So Bambo, only level 2 on a Visage. That means delayed familiars, and you compare that to 4FC, who have a level 5 Enchantress and a level 3 Nyx. Overall, their support levels are way higher, and they've done more this game. They've accomplished more for their team. But if you're EG, I don't think you're too nervous, because you have this great AoE team fight. Vacuum, Chrono, Scream, Queen of Pain ult, and you probably even have this late game.
And not only have 4C been doing a good job of killing mid and pushing on top tower, they also been controlling the runes. Blomberg got the illusion rune at 2 minutes. They pick up the haste for the first blood on Jo, and now he's picked up an invisibility rune. When your Queen of Pain can't get runes, he's gonna fall very far behind.
And it's actually freed up Blomberg too. It's this kind of butterfly effect where that small gank top, all of a sudden, Blomberg is just about to lead in terms of CS, tied with Jo. This should not happen as a Dragon Knight versus a Queen of Pain. And, well, early on it was just Blomberg CSing well, but now it's additional problems, like Jo just being worried about the ganks.
Demon wants to put some pressure on him bottom. Very early rotation from Darkseer. Most of them start joining their team when he gets mech, but he is nowhere close to that.
He's level 6. He's actually taken an early point in wall. No points in vacuum yet, not maxing the Ion Shell as he's not level 7 yet. Normally he would just take a point in vacuum here, but, well, we'll see how this pans out. Ion Shell and Fear. Fear could jump in. They've got to be worried. If they want to defend this, they'll need a lot of heroes, because obviously Chrono, you don't want to TP into a Chrono. You just drop the Chrono before the hero even arrives. Your team can set up shop around it. So instead, 4FC go for the trade. Worried about the big team fight of EG, seeing 4 heroes bottom. They'll pressure top. This tier 2 might fall in exchange for tier 1. Glyph has been used. Fear looking for the last hit here. And they put a bit of pressure on the mid lane. In fact, Demon's coming to defend. Runs right into an Impale. Now into a Rocket Barrage. He'll go down. And a Demon death and a tier 2 in exchange for a tier 1 doesn't feel like a good trade to me. There's your call down. Hits the creep wave. Clears it off quickly. Still, they're in decent position. Fear, well, he might find an opening. Jumps in with the Chrono. Krilly makes the same mistake Demon just did. Both off laners just way out of position.
Getting greedy. He does have the Hand of Might recipe, and his gold is all reliable now, so I think that Krilly actually ended up on way better than Demon did in that trade.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, well, the good news for Demon is now the lane's pushed all the way to his tower.
Wow. And a death by Blomberg. He just stunned. This rune control is really just hurting Jo right now.
Yeah, the haste turn up, and, well, one of the reasons they don't have rune control is because EG had 4 heroes bottom. Nobody checking the runes, nobody controlling them during that time. People were even late to TP to defend the tier 2 top, so...
In general, just
Good map
sloppy
control.
movement by EG, I think. I saw Bambo check the 4-minute rune. Unfortunately, it spawned top and really set things in motion for his poor mid lane. But other than that, I haven't been seeing them rotate so much. I've only seen Darkseer go top a couple of times, and he went bottom. Didn't really get anything accomplished there. And they've just been dying, being out of position a little bit, not being there to defend towers. And 4C taking a pretty good early game lead.
And Fear now a Ring of Health. The way this game's developing, I think this...
Farm fest.
Yeah, I think this is the right way to go, though.
Out greedy, 4 friends plus greedy.
Midas battle Fear against the Tri-Core that's taken early towers and has a bit of an edge. I think this is what you have to do. Because if you don't go ultra greedy, can you actually outcarry these 3?
Well, they could just force team fights and just force a T1 fight at middle, although it's not the best lineup to actually go offensively with. They can group up in team fight. 4FC is trying...
You're right, they could, but the Visage is only level 4.
They need them bats.
I feel like they're just a bit under-leveled, and even Jo is just feeling a bit squishy to me to really force a team fight.
The only problem is if they decide to try and split push a little bit and farm it up passively, I think that Fear will get his farm, but everyone else will suffer in the process. With Strength B almost being level 6 on Nyx Assassin, that is going to cause additional troubles for EG in their planned passive farm phase.
Vita is continuing to pull. He's starting to find those levels now as the Nature's Prophet has left the lane. Meanwhile, top lane, Demon's dived in. He'll kill off the Gyro. Now eats an Impale to the face and will end up going down. So,
early wall.
Well, the early wall makes the difference there. He finds a kill. Gets a kill on the enemy Gyro. That's an important kill. Well played by Demon.
I'm actually surprised that a Gyrocopter went for a very, very greedy build in the Yasha. I generally prefer drums on him, especially if you have the potential to be fighting. It really sets you back without that extra almost 200 HP.
Yeah, Gyro's one of those few agility carries that doesn't normally build Manta because it's not the best like flat damage item and it's not the best survivability item. Normally you just see the BKB, MKB, something like that because, or the Butterfly, because it maximizes the power of each flat cannon barrage, and your illusions don't have flat cannon, so Manta doesn't help you as much there. The other drawback I see to this item, and the reason I'm not sure it's the best choice, is EG have a crap load of AoE, so those Manta illusions aren't going to be long for this world. There's no big silences to remove. I don't think... Yasha's an okay standalone item, but I think generally just rushing the BKB or even just some sort of bigger damage item is the way to go.
Right. It's also really good if you're traveling in between creep camps. Wow. Darkseer just gets blown up on top. Very good positioning by Strangby there, anticipating that someone may go there to farm. Yash is also good for going in between the creep camps, the neutral camps if you're farming in between the lane, and all 5 creep camps, but Nature's Prophet is usually going to be taking up those.
Now buyback from Demon, an early one at that. He's going to head towards the top lane. Bambo still not level 6. They can't really find a kill without it, I feel. And then the mid lane, Jo, nice deny by him. He'll take the tier 2 tower, or the tier 1 tower away from 4FC. Still, I'm getting a bit concerned for EG. This map's starting to feel rather claustrophobic.
I mean, we have seen Fear carry 1v5 before.
Yeah, and he's a pretty good 1v5 carry in the Void. I feel Anti-Mage is a bit better at that sort of scenario, but we'll see. If you get 6 slotted on Void, yeah, you could definitely carry pretty much against anything. The only issue is if your Chrono's down, you don't offer what a hero like Anti-Mage does.
Yeah, and he's not as good as split pushing too. Faceless Void just really needs to be able to lock down these heroes. But again, if 4FC gets BKBs, Chrono will still destroy them if he lands a proper one. But
Oh, he's got an opening now. He winds his way through the trees. He looks to go. He'll jump in mid. Chrono on both carries. Call down was deployed, doing decent damage, but 61-16, the first one to fall. Fear joins the fight. That's a 3-4 hero Flame Breath doing a lot of damage, but they get back into the Macro Pyro Beaters. Now a 3 hero, 4 hero Impale from Strangby. Everybody hitting big stunts. Is there going to be a bird slam? It looks like Strangby will survive. He might.
Oh, is Demon going to get picked up by Strangby?
Oh, Demon in a lot of trouble, trying to run away, and they need 2 hits to bring him down. He runs back in. Now the Prophet ult splashes through. I thought Demon would live there, but Krilly was there to save the day.
Great initiation by Fear there, catching 2 of the very important heroes and setting things up for a nice Queen of Pain ultimate afterwards. Strangby trying to TP out. Are the birds going to be there?
Not
they
in
don't
time.
even stun up.
And while that's happening, Krilly will push the bottom lane. It's a really fat Void against 3 carries getting decent farm. And then
Yeah.
Jo not far behind on the Queen of Pain.
I think it's
Can
going to be...
avoid 1v3.
I don't think so, just because if they get a Scythe up on the Nature's Prophet or a Shadow Blade on the Dragon Knight, he just has to worry so much about being picked off. And if they kill Fear, they almost have nothing. Or if they kill him before Chrono, rather. They have the Shadow Blade. Well, eventually have the Shadow Blade into a Dragon's Tail. They have the Nyx gank and the Scythe. That's going to be a lot of trouble for him if they farm those items past 30 minutes. And you can't really preemptively BKB any of those things. But if you get the jump on them, it's going to be pretty good. But most of the time, Forresty's going to get the jump on them.
And I'm glad you mentioned the Shadow Blade, because the Scythe of Ice is a long way off, but the Shadow Blade's about to come out for Blomberg. He's already hit 1,500 gold. He just needs to complete the Shadow Amulet, and it's coming very soon.
Strangby scouting out a couple of heroes.
Scouting out 3 heroes for EG, maybe going to make a move, but if he gets...
Where are your sentries?
If he gets an early Dragon Tail, that could be trouble. Vendetta wears off right as he goes in on Bambo. Not the ideal time to go in, and he'll back off. Yeah, Fear is vulnerable until he farms a BKB, and even then, he's got to get it off at the right time. So it'll just come down to positioning, initiation. I guess the big concern is they have this huge AoE team fight, but a lot of it just relies on the Chrono. Sure, you vacuum Ice Path, but
So many eggs in one basket.
you really want the Chrono to set everything up, and then everything is used as a follow-up.
Yeah, they need to stack these camps for him because they're putting all their eggs in one basket. Fear needs to carry and carry hard.
Sounds like a story I've heard before.
Yeah, Bambo is not playing super clowny this game, although